Hi guys, it's me, Ranger Jones again, and welcome to a new video. I'm super excited to be reporting from the Netherlands again. I'm back at the Wieringermeer wind turbine test site that I visited for the first time in September of last year. Last year I was reporting about Enercon's new flagship model, the E160 EP5. Back then they had just finished construction of the E1 prototype with 4.6 megawatts. And today I'm back to see the next evolutionary step of the turbine, the E160 EP5 E2, which is a considerable upgrade to the original E1 version. Plus, that's not all. In the meantime, many new prototypes by other manufacturers have been built on the site. So I don't know how excited you guys are, but I'm crazy excited to explore here today. The weather is gorgeous, it's sunny, there's a light breeze, it couldn't be better. So, enough of the talking, let's go explore. As many of you guys probably know from the videos on my YouTube channel, I'm a huge Enercon fan. Always was, always will be. So the turbine that I was most looking forward to see, of course, on the site here is the E160 EP5 E2. When I was here in September last year, they had just finished construction of the E1 prototype with 4.6 megawatts. Back then it wasn't connected to the grid yet, so unfortunately I didn't see it in operation. So I'm even more excited today to see it in operation. I'm gagged right now. This is really a dream come true. This is so exciting. I mean, look at it. Gosh, it's such a beautiful turbine. Really amazing. And the huge rotor diameter. I'm really gagged. As I already mentioned, the turbine we're seeing here today is the E2 version of the E160 EP5. So that's already the next evolutionary step to the turbine that I saw here last time when I was here, the E1. With the main difference being an increased nominal power to 5.5 megawatts compared to the original 4.6. And what they did is, they didn't build an entirely new prototype, but they just converted the existing E1 prototype on the site to the E2 prototype. And that makes sense for a lot of reasons, because that is the fastest way to start the real-life testing of the next evolutionary stage of the turbine, and you can start collecting measurement data ahead of large-scale projects. Because globally, there are already many projects that are based on this turbine type. There's a huge order from Vietnam, where construction is supposed to start later this year, I believe. There's a huge order from Chile with over 130 units, where a huge wind farm is supposed to be built in the Atacama Desert. And there's also a big order from Alberta, Canada. And even where I'm from, in the Black Forest in Germany, there are a few projects with this turbine type. So I'm really excited for the next few years. Looking at it a little closer, it doesn't look that much different from the E1 prototype. The foundation, the tower and the nacelle are untouched, and the only thing that they changed is the generator and the hub. The hub now looks more like the hub that they're using for the EP3 platform now. It doesn't have a front cover anymore, and they also removed the spoilers that were supposed to improve the airflow to the air-cooled generator, but it didn't turn out to be of any benefit for the cooling, and again, that saves costs. But other than that, the generator is still the same size, even though it has an increased nominal power, but they kept it the same size for logistical reasons. So visually, the turbine looks pretty similar to the old E1 prototype. I now found a really neat spot where you have a gorgeous view on the E160 from very close, and also a great view on two of the other prototypes on the site here. So at the front, the E160 EP5 E2, and right behind it is the prototype of the E138 EP3 E1 with 3.5 megawatts that was built here at the beginning of 2019. Hub height 135 meters, I assume, on a new generation hybrid tower by Enercon. And then at the back also a real giant, the G General Electric Cypress 6.0 164, also a real monster. And yeah, I will talk about that turbine a little bit more in my upcoming video. Yeah, the E138, still of my favorite turbines by Enercon right now. I've followed many construction sites of the EP3 platform, quite a few videos on my YouTube channel that you're welcome to check out. Yeah, but the highlight today is the E160 EP5. I was so excited to come see this turbine. From here you have a really great view of the turbine from the front, and you get a really good impression of how big it really is. The rotor diameter really is really impressive. It's really huge. I don't know if I already mentioned it, but when they constructed the E2 prototype, they used a new really cool device to install the blades. So before they had to use two different devices, a blade hoisting device plus a hub rotating tool in order to turn the hub into the right direction. And now they're using a new device by the German company Imatec, which is a hydraulic grabbing and lifting device that allows the crane to hoist the plates at different angles, and it also allows to turn the rotor head. So again, the number of crane hoists is being reduced, which also reduces time and costs. And you also need one truckload to transport one device instead of two devices. And most importantly, it reduces installation time of the blades from 4.5 to 1.5 days, which is quite amazing. And also the Imatec device can be used universally for many types of Enercon rotor plates, not only for the EP5 platform, but also for other platforms. I really love that sound, like of the turbine spinning. Being up close, it's quite loud actually. Looking at it a little closer, I think I mentioned it before, the rotor plates are also produced by LM Wind Power, which is owned by G. So the blades of the G turbine and the Enercon turbine do look pretty similar. However, whereas Enercon goes more towards producing blades in one piece again, G is going more towards splitting the blades into parts of two again, so that's different. But appearance-wise, they do look pretty similar. I could sit here all day and watch it. It's so great to see it spinning. I'm really excited. So from here you have another really great view on the turbine from the other side, right opposite of where it was first. And from here you have a great view on the turbine in all of its size and all of its beauty. It's really impressive. From here you have another great view of the nacelle from up close. I do really like the design, to be honest. The really compact nacelle and then the generator right in front of it. Speaking of the size and the shape of the nacelle, as I already mentioned, globally a lot of projects are already based on that turbine type. However, in the meantime, Enercon is already working on the next evolutionary step, which will be the next milestone towards a reduction in the cost of electricity, and that's the e-nacelle that some of you might have heard of. The name already hints at what that means. So currently all the electrical components, including the e-module, are housed in the tower base, and that will fundamentally change with the e-nacelle. With the e-nacelle, all the electrical components will be moved upwards into the nacelle, so they will be placed right behind the generator at the rear of the nacelle, which will result in the nacelle that's double the length of the current one. Currently the nacelle is 7 meters, and with the new e-nacelle it will be 14 meters in length. So it will look like one giant container. However, the e-nacelle again comes with a lot of advantages. First, the nacelle can be completely pre-manufactured at the factory and equipped with all the electrical components and transported to the site as one piece. So no separate truckloads for the nacelle and the e-module, and no more time needs to be allocated to the installation of the e-module in the tower base. And secondly, because the transformers are located right behind the generator, cable losses down to the tower base can be greatly reduced, which again leads to higher yields. So the E160 EP5 E3 will again have an increased power of 5.56 megawatts. As I heard, the first prototype is supposed to be built in the third quarter of 2021. I'm not entirely sure when and where, but I guess we will find out very soon. But I'm really curious what that is going to look like. Some of you might know the old Enercon E32, E33 that had a nacelle that looked like a container, but with the EP5 that's going to be even larger. So similar to the EP3 platform, Enercon is going back to its roots, appearance-wise. Alright guys, I'm right underneath the turbine now, and you need to check this out. This is absolutely amazing. Look at this giant. I'm gagging. Oh my gosh, this is so impressive. Wow, the rotor blades are so huge. It's massive. Almost looks like I would be able to touch them, but there's still 40 meters left before the ground. Such a giant, amazing. Ha! I've been really dreaming about this, standing underneath the turbine. Awesome. And that's my first time seeing a modular steel tower up close. That was originally developed by Lachaway and was then adopted by Enercon for its EP3 and EP5 platform. It's actually really cool. It's yeah, completely made out of steel, and you can see yeah, the single bolts quite well. So these are the different sheets that are connected to each other, and then this is where different tower sections are connected together. Really cool. And another really amazing technological advancement with Enercon, there's a really cool video on their channel on YouTube, is the climbing crane that was jointly developed by LaJawe and Enercon, which is a crane that is able to climb up the entire height of the tower and can be used for all installation steps. So it basically attaches itself to the tower. I think the first 3 sections are assembled by a regular crane, a smaller crane, and then it attaches itself to the tower and climbs all the way up. I think with this tower it's not possible because that doesn't have the points where it attaches, but there's a pilot project, there's a video on YouTube where it installs the entire turbine. It's simply amazing. It can lift up to 140 tons, I guess, and the huge advantage with it is that it only needs, I think, 11 compared to 80 truckloads to be transported to the site. It's much smaller than a conventional crane, so it needs a lot less space, which will be a major advantage for Enercon when it comes to complex sites like the Black Forest, for instance, or alpine sites. And it only takes 1 day to assemble. So again, another step towards reducing the cost of electricity. This really is a dream come true. I'm so amazed. And I'm so excited about your comments. Really excited to hear what you think of the turbine. That was the first part of my little tour here at the Wieringermeer wind turbine test site, mainly focusing on the E160 EP5. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Write a comment, give me some feedback. I'm always excited about that. If you're curious about the other prototypes here on the site, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm always excited about any new subscriber to my channel. Following now is a little drone video that I took from above. Really cool shots. So stick with me for another few minutes to see the cool drone shots. Yeah, that was it. Take care, you guys, and I hope to see you in the next video again. Bye.